The year is 1588. A Spanish galleon, Nuestra Señora del Rosario, is battered by a raging Atlantic storm. Below deck, the ship's pilot unlocks a heavy, iron-bound chest, not for gold, but for a forbidden map, a copy of the Spanish crown's master chart. This chart, descendant of the legendary Padrón Real, is more valuable than any jewel. It's a weapon, a guide, and a state secret. The captain and pilot huddle over the chart, tracing a route home, blown far off course by the storm. Their instruments, compass, astrolabe, are nearly useless in the chaos. They cannot see the sun or stars. Yet the secret knowledge in this chart offers hope. With only a compass, sandglass, and knotted rope, they turn to dead reckoning, estimating their position by tracking movement, not the heavens. It's a desperate act of calculation and trust in the chart makers of Seville, in their simple tools, and in their own discipline. The survival of the ship, its crew, and the king's treasure depends on this forbidden knowledge. Against the storm, they fight with geometry, memory, and a single precious piece of vellum. The fate of 450 souls hangs on their skill. In the darkness, the art of navigation becomes their only light. To grasp the power of that secret chart, we travel to Seville's Casa de la Contratación, the House of Trade. Here, the Spanish Empire's greatest weapon isn't a cannon, but the Padrón Real, the secret master map. Every returning ship brings new data, coastlines, currents, harbours, painstakingly added by the pilot major. Only the most trusted navigators and cartographers see the true map. Copies are tightly controlled, never traded, and losing one is treason. The Portuguese guard their own master map just as fiercely. These charts are the 16th century's nuclear codes, holding the routes to gold, spices, and power. To possess the map is to possess the world. For ordinary people, the world remains a mystery, full of monsters and myth. The empires know whoever controls the map controls reality. By keeping the world's true shape secret, they keep their grip on global power. The secret charts revolutionized navigation, not just with coastlines, but with a new method, the Rhumb line. A Rhumb line crosses all meridians at the same angle, letting a pilot set a single compass bearing and follow it across the sea. Before this, sailors hugged the coast. Now they could cross oceans, even when the stars were hidden. The compass and Rhumb line gave direction. Dead reckoning gave position. Pilots measured speed with a chip log, a weighted wood and knotted rope, counting knots as the rope unspooled. Time was kept with a sandglass. With compass, speed and time, the pilot marked progress on the chart, estimating position from a known point. This was navigation by calculation, not by sight. It was a leap of faith and a triumph of human ingenuity. The world opened to those who could master these lines. The secrecy was about money and power. Spain and Portugal's maps guarded the routes to gold, silver and spices. If rivals got the charts, they could break the monopoly and claim the riches. Every stolen map was a disaster, like losing a modern company's trade secrets. The world was divided. Those with knowledge could cross oceans and command wealth. Everyone else was left in ignorance. Fake charts, sea monsters and myths kept competitors at bay. The most effective cage was ignorance, and the empires held the key. Today we trust GPS, but what if it fails? The skills of the 16th century pilot are still powerful. Start with a compass. your guide to magnetic north. Measure distance with your own pace count. Walk a known distance, count your steps, and you have your personal knots. Keep a logbook, just as old pilots did, recording bearing, distance, and landmarks. Stand at your starting point, take a bearing, walk, and record your paces. Each leg is a calculation: bearing, distance, new position. This is dead reckoning, the principle that mapped the globe. With simple tools and observation, you reclaim the art of navigation. You become an explorer, not just a passenger. The world opens to those who know how to find their way. Test your skill. Walk a perfect square and return to your starting point. No looking back. Mark your start, choose a direction, and walk 100 paces north. Turn 90 degrees right, walk 100 paces east. Repeat south, then west, each time turning right and walking the same distance. If your bearings and pace are true, you'll finish where you began. This is dead reckoning in action, a geometric shape imposed on the land. Imagine doing this for thousands of miles at sea, with wind and current pushing you off course. The challenge reveals the skill and discipline of the old navigators. With practice, you master the logic of Rhumb lines. You see the world as a pilot once did, a puzzle to be solved by mind and measure. Once you can navigate, you can map. Use triangulation and bearings from a central point to create your own chart, just as the great cartographers did. Find a vantage point, place your compass on paper, and align it to true north. From the centre, draw lines to landmarks at their measured bearings. Estimate distance to set your map's scale, or use triangulation from a second spot for accuracy. Your map becomes a web of Rhumb lines radiating from your position. You're not just a traveller, you're a cartographer, defining your world. With geometry and observation, you create your own Padrón Real. For centuries, navigation was forbidden knowledge, a tool of empire and control. Today, we rely on GPS, but that convenience can dull our own skills. By reclaiming ancient arts, compass, pace, chart, you rediscover independence and curiosity. You become an active participant, noticing sun, wind, and land. The world grows richer and more detailed. The map is no longer forbidden. The tools are simple, the knowledge yours. To learn these skills is to unfurl your own map of the land and of your own abilities. The greatest exploration begins with the curiosity to find your own way.